For over 25 years, I've been intrigued by harvesting and cooking food from the wild, hormone, drug, and stress-free. I like to see my food running, swimming, and flying in their natural environments. I've crossed oceans, deserts, and jungles in search of the freshest wild game on the planet. I'm Mario Kalpou, and this is Man Eats Wild. So we've just arrived deep in the South Island of New Zealand in some of the most wild and untouched mountain landscapes that this country has to offer. I'm about to embark on a journey in search of a giant mountain monster known as the red stag. Red deer were introduced to New Zealand from the UK back in the 1800s as an experiment to see if they could survive in the harsh mountains. Not only did they survive, but they're thriving. New Zealand's red stag is known all around the world for having the best genetics without question. These elusive beasts are epic and extremely hard to hunt at the best of times. So I've raised the stakes by using one of the oldest and most primitive hunting tools, my favorite, the bow. We're in business. Beautiful, nice mossy floor. Perfect spot to set up camp. I've got a really good feeling about this location. I've done a lot of research and I know that these mountains and valleys surrounding me are holding some absolute giant New Zealand red stags. I've been training really hard for the last 4 months to cope with these harsh conditions that I'm about to face. I'm super excited to get out there and explore this beautiful landscape. It's finally go time. I've been waiting for this moment for over 6 months now, getting all my gear ready to go. I feel like a bull at a rodeo about to let out of the gate. Time to roll. Hills are alive. There's animals everywhere. Harold Powell ram up here. Something thrashing around the bushes over here. There's a fella up the top. We've seen reds. Great morning, there's so much activity. First sign of stags, we've just saw a young red one. Good sign, we're getting there slowly. So after going up this ridge, we've just found an amazing little gully that has had an abundance of red stags just popping out every sort of 100 yards. From one side of the ridge to the other, it's like maybe 30 to 50 yards. This is exactly the kind of landscape you want to be found in when you're hunting big game.
which makes it very difficult. You kind of want one animal to select, but in this case, I would like 20.
Red deer can smell up to 10,000 times better than the average human, and right now I'm surrounded. So any shift in the wind and it's game over.
Look, all these animals just flushing out now. It's that scent that's just pushed through that valley. Now all of a sudden everything's on high alert. I mean, you can always plan around it, but that wind just changing like that, that's just tough luck, man.
When you do find a male red stag, because the rut period of these animals is over, they have finished breeding, they're more likely to be in a bachelor herd. And that's making it difficult because you're now dealing with 10 sets of eyes, 10 sets of ears, and 10 noses that are all very, very capable of smelling you from far away. Lying on the ground, heartbroken once again. These animals just always seems to be one step ahead.
What a nice treacherous stag, just under 50 yards along this mountain. That should have been a dead animal. There it is. There is the arrow. Not one drop of blood on that thing. It's getting pretty brutal. After a long time, you finally get an opportunity. Sometimes it can get to you, you know? You get a bit of nerves and you kind of forget what you're supposed to do, or you might skip a little stage. That animal was looking right at me, so I felt like I didn't have enough time to, you know, go through my shot process. But yeah, at the end of the day, it was a miss. And there's no excuses. We're all human beings, man. Well, today was really, really hard. The deer were one step ahead of me every time. I was in the wrong spot every time. The wind wasn't in my favor every time. So it was a really difficult day and quite demotivating. I could not be happier to see this sun shining out on my face right now. It is cold. It's kind of a good thing because I know that these animals will be going out in the sun. So any faces with sunshine on them, you can bet your bottom dollar there's going to be deer on there. Yesterday, I was one step behind these stags the entire day, but today I'm not taking any chances, so I've switched things up. So I've got a second setup which I've brought with me. It's got silencers on the limbs, and I've also changed my broadheads to a mechanical broadhead. These are meant to be a lot quieter than your fixed broadhead. I need every single advantage that I can possibly have. I've just spotted 2 unbelievable stags up here, about half a mile from me. This wind is exactly what I needed. I just needed a consistent wind direction. There's no way they're gonna smell me. Hopefully, this is my chance. Shaking. I got him. I know I got him good. Just a bit worried about penetration. That arrow was still sticking out quite a lot, which is a worry. I'm excited, but at the same time, I'm really nervous because I just don't want that thing to suffer and I want it to be down. Because somewhere here, right? Damn it. I really think that's hit that shoulder bone and just, it's unlucky, really. Hopefully, we find him. This has become a crazy mission now. I mean, this animal could be anywhere in this stuff. This goes for, I don't know, a mile. It's starting to get dark. Maybe it's best that we leave this animal and try and find the trails of blood tomorrow. It's devastating. This is the kind of stuff I really don't like. So I've come back to the location where I shot this deer yesterday. To be honest, I didn't sleep much last night thinking about it. There's basically 2 ways this is going to play out. One, this animal has just been injured and he'll be fine. The second option is he's dead somewhere in this extremely hard terrain. It's very thick, it's very nasty, and it's very hard to navigate. This is the last blood trail we picked up yesterday. This is a healthy amount of blood. My confidence is growing more as I'm walking through and tracking this animal's hoofs. Just want to see if he's gone back up here. He's got to be here somewhere, man. He'd be better down resting somewhere so close from me. I can actually smell him. There he is. That's the deer I shot yesterday. We've just found him. We got him. Oh my God. Oh wow. Wow. They do not get any bigger than these mountain monsters. He is huge. I'm so relieved we finally shot the same animal, the same exact animal that I hit. We found him again. So relieved. Oh, thank you. This is awesome, man. This is unbelievable.
Going out and being able to harvest your own food is such a rewarding and satisfying experience. I believe it teaches you so many valuable life lessons. The lesson I'll take away from this particular hunt is definitely never give up, because hard work does pay off. Life doesn't get any better. This is truly what it's all about for me. This wasn't just something that happened over a week. This was something that I have been planning for months with a whole crew of people. The moment we dropped that animal back to camp, I will remember for many, many years to come. So today, guys, the south of Italy meets the South Island of New Zealand. I'm doing two gorgeous dishes for you. One is going to be a venison loin carpaccio, and the other one is going to be a chili venison sausage pappardelle pasta. So first off, we'll start with the carpaccio. Grab your loin of venison. You want to marinate this meat and let it set in the fridge for about 25 minutes to an hour. Unfortunately, I don't have that kind of time and I'm starving, so we're just going to crack on with it. And that's exactly the sound you want to hear. I would say 5 to 10 seconds on each side is plenty. This dish is a raw meat dish. It's only to sear. So after you've seared this beautiful loin, and you're going to let it set in the fridge. That's going to cool it down and get ready to cut. Now for my venison sausage pappardelle pasta. So these are my beautiful venison sausages that I made with garlic, parsley, and chili. This is basically a little vessel to marinate it. Venison is quite a lean meat, so the key to making good sausage is fat content. I've actually used mutton. You can use pig fat or whatever the fat you can find. It's going to keep it juicy and take away from that dry venison flavour that you can get sometimes. I'm going to actually open the sausage up and I'm going to make these little balls. Beautiful little bundles of joy. I'm going to chop up some pancetta, which I bought from the local deli. You're going to put these sausage mince in there. Then we're going to add your onion, your pancetta, and your garlic. It all goes in at the same time. So this is the foundation block of flavours that are going to really come through at the end of this dish. Once that's sizzled a little bit and all these aromas are coming through, I want you to add your herbs. This is really starting to remind me of all my trips to the southern parts of Italy. So the next bit you're going to add are your tomatoes. I've chosen a beautiful selection of cherry tomatoes and heirloom tomatoes. I love these because they've got so much colour too. They're fun and they look great. Grab yourself a baking dish, toss all this stuff in. And I'm going to share with you guys my secret ingredient. It's a raspberry balsamic glaze. A lot of beautiful sweetness is going to enhance these tomatoes perfectly. Put this beautiful dish in the oven and it's going to go in for about 25 minutes. I'm going to go back and get my carpaccio going now. You want to get a sharp knife? Because ideally what you're going to do here is you're going to cut this loin real thin. That's exactly how you want to have that piece of meat. Just browned off on the outside and pink in the middle. And you want to just spread it out and make sure that all the ends are touching. That's the traditional Italian way. So that's what it should look like. Now we're going to garnish this dish, we're going to dress it up, we're going to make it look beautiful and taste even better. So I actually learned all these methods from my grandpa, who was actually a very famous chef through the 60s and 70s in a really big global hotel chain. And I remember as a kid just peering over the bench and being like completely in awe of all these things that he was making in the kitchen. It was a very nostalgic time for me. Okay, so these are three really unique wild herbs and flowers. This here is called onion weed. It tastes exactly like onion and garlic in one. The next one here is rocket flower, and this basically tastes exactly like pepper. And the last one, this one's my favorite, wood sorrel, and it's got a huge amount of acidity. Just amazing how all these things in nature are exactly the same flavors as things that we would buy in a common supermarket. All it takes is a little bit of research. Once you know what you're looking for, you'll be surprised where you can find this stuff. Another secret weapon, truffle oil. You're gonna finish that off with a bit of Parmesan, and then you have it. That is venison loin carpaccio from the south of Italy, done here in the South Island of New Zealand. Now that that's done, I've got my tomatoes and my sausage blipping away in the oven. It's time to put the pasta on. It's gonna take about 12 minutes to cook al dente style. So you don't wanna overcook pasta. That is a cardinal sin in Italy. Our tomato sausage mix should be pretty close to ready. Oh, wow, amazing. Now it's time to plate up this beautiful pasta dish. Look at those big strands of beautiful pappardelle pasta. Obviously make sure you get some of those fantastic little venison sausage treats on there. A little bit of Parmesan. And then I want you to get some of this. This is buffalo mozzarella. This is gonna be the cheese that gives you that beautiful creamy texture. And there you have it, guys. That's my version of a venison pappardelle pasta.